Hi Cancer, welcome to your horoscope. Cancer, this video is part of the 2020 and beyond series where we talk about the aspects that will impact you during the course of 2020 and beyond. So these are long-term transits which will shape the coming years that are ahead of you. We're going to talk about a key transit that is happening on 21st of December, which is Saturn and Jupiter will be coming together in the zodiac sign of Aquarius in your 8th house of resources. We'll talk about how that will pan out during the course of this year because the initiation of that aspect is happening in February, and then in March we would have Saturn, the planet of structure, move into this part of your chart from 21st of March on summer solstice, and it will start restructuring the area of your life that has to do with joint shared resources, the proceeds of partnerships that will start getting reshaped as we proceed forward. And then Jupiter will join the forces with Saturn on 21st of December in their once in 20-year meeting in this area of your life. This shapes how our prosperity, how our gains, how our growth for the next 20 years will look like. Because Saturn is structure and Jupiter is growth. Jupiter is expansion. What is the structure of our expansion is defined by these two planets meeting every 20 years. They define the nature, the kind of jobs, the kind of career, the kind of emotional behavior, the kind of structural shifts we need to bring about in our life to be more gainful, to be more successful moving forward. And that conjunction would start showing up since Saturn moves in March into this area of your life. Cancer, while I was trying to do this video for you, I strongly believe that when you focus on a zodiac, universe throws something out in front of you which is related, which you needed to see in order to bring some value to that sign. I believe that is a gift of intuition. It is a gift of astrology. It is a gift if you have faith in what you're doing. And as I was preparing for this reading, I was about to record. I don't know if it is the YouTube algorithm or whatever. It threw up a few videos of Princess Diana that I had never seen before. They were released 11 years back, but I just never had so much interest in knowing about her private life to be able to look for it. So these are the videos that Princess Diana, who was a Cancer sun and had her Mercury in Cancer, these were the videos which were very intimate to her. She made those videos while practicing her speeches with her speech therapist. So she as a person had gone through immense amount of changes. And stick with me because this could not and I'll link the video below which is relevant for you. I don't think anything could summarize what's about to happen, what's about to come in your life, as well as what that video showed to me about her innate nature, her innate sign, which brought up the true strength of Cancer as a sign. Having gone through tremendous amount of shifts in her life of being included in the royal family and then going through the changes in her married life, she reached a threshold in her life where she knew she had to transition to the other side, from not being able to control anything in her life to having control over the narrative of her life, moving and transitioning from a position that felt a little bit powerless to powerful. Transitioning in that period, she hired Sondland at a time when she knew that her public image in England with people was not being projected in the right way. She was not being seen as she truly was. And she, as a person, as a queen of the heart, as a emotional person, as a person with strong emotional strength, a person whose strength was emotions, was being told to hold back her strength, hold back from display of emotions, hold back from being who she truly is because of her role in the society. This was a phase when she decided to drop that mask and be who she truly is. And this was a period of transition where her speech therapist, in form of a true therapy, was teaching her to use her emotions, to use what she had gone through, to use her innate power, which was sort of suppressed down because of the people in her surrounding, because of the relationships in her life, things that were suppressed down. And she was told not to express that anymore, to remove all of those restrictions and come out and use that loss, use that strength, use that emotional hurt, use that emotional power within herself to channel it into powerful transformation of her life, to speak her truth, to open up about who she truly was, to speak up with things by bringing her entire self to it. So a depth was added to who she was by being confident, by being sure, by being powerfully herself. And that is the kind of aspect that this is triggering for you, because this is happening in the house of transformation, powerful transformation. When a person goes through a sudden shift in their life, a sudden awakening, a sudden healing, a sudden reversal, a sudden shift from where they have been, because they do not want to hide behind the shadow anymore, they don't want to hide themselves anymore, and then the truth comes out, the power comes out. There is a sudden rise that comes by you being powerfully you when it comes to the others in your life. What is getting activated for you is the house of shared resources. How you are able to grow by powerfully being able to handle the others in your life. And Saturn has been in your house of relationships for the last 2.5 years, which has involved us to create a structure of who we want to deal with, who we don't want to deal with, how we want to deal with our critics, how we want to deal with the relationships, how we want to deal with the people who are our open enemies, people who are openly competing with us. How do we want to respond to competition? What are the boundaries in relationships? What are the realistic approach of what we want in a partner and from a partner, business or personal? So over the course of last 2.5 years, Saturn has been delivering its lessons through others to you, through your partnerships. In this process, your partnerships, your relationships have shifted, and what you truly want out of them and who you truly want as your partner might have come out in the open. Do you want a person who's your business partner? Do you want a personal relationship? What kind of personal relationship you want? It has given you the self discipline to stand up for yourself when it comes to the others in your life for your rights. And this process to some extent will carry out in the background, because Saturn will stay there or come back here again in July and stay there from July to December before it fully transitions into your house of transformation and your house of proceeds of relationships. When Saturn transitions into your house of transformation, there is a trigger effect that happens. There's a triggering of a process of powerful change in our life. There's a significant transition we are about to embark upon once in 28 years when this happens. And it is a lucrative, it's a monetarily gainful transition, because by being in your own power you are able to produce more value out of your life, more material value, more emotional value, more depth in your living. So this is where significant transition happens on multiple levels, but especially related to others in your life. We learn how to maintain and reap benefits from the relationships in our life. We learn to define who needs to be in our life, who does not. There's a karma with others that comes to an end, and some of it might have ended by now. But there's a karma to addiction to others that needs to end as well. While there are a lot of people who might have entered or left your life because your partnerships have gone through significant changes, what shifts when Saturn comes here is you become strong enough to cut cord with what's not working for you. You clearly define what's needed, what's not. You clearly define what kind of partnerships, what kind of rules of proceeds of partnership work for you. And that is where you will be making your next 20 years of growth, by learning how to merge your talents, by learning how to merge your resources with others to be more. It could be financial mergers, it could be sexual mergers, it could be being with a partner in a very objective fashion, knowing how to combine your talents together with somebody without getting too much emotionally bogged down by the other, where you'll define truly your power, your place in a joint relationship, and the proceeds of that relationship in efficiently. And it's not just that you need to enter into a partnership for that, because it teaches you how to use your emotional power when it comes to everybody who's the other in your life. And these could be people who are your sponsors, they could be people who are paying you away from salary. So, commissions, this is the house of resources beyond salary. So, commissions, money that is paid as a result of you doing a business, and then you earn something out of that, and you have a sponsor coming in. You get the power to attract that kind of sponsorship, and you learn how to regularize your financial affairs during this time, because this is a house of material resources as well, but the resources that are earned through you knowing how to handle others, how to merge with others, how to take the efficient how to make an efficient way of leveraging your talents together, leveraging your resources together, how to be together without getting bogged down, without losing your power. And this is normally a point of trigger. It is a point of trigger where we go through key life changes. It teaches you importance of others in your life and how you want others to complement you in your life. And Saturn in Aquarius is very, very strong. It is even more lucrative as compared to Saturn in Capricorn. So when Saturn enters Aquarius, which it will happen on 21st of March, and it will stay there till mid of 2023, we gain out of doing the right thing when it comes to our partnership, by following the right code, where by learning the lessons that life is teaching us on how to handle the partners in our life. And it shifts our life majorly. There's a major turning point, and we have to be flexible over here, because there are certain things that end. This is a house of ending. In order to find something bigger, there's a baggage that we need to unload, because this is a once in 20 years, 28 years of detox that's happening. And I know many of you would say, it seems like I've been detoxing for the last many, many years, because Saturn has been in your opposite sign. And that does make your life streamlined in some way. It reduces the number of people in your life to only the ones who truly will contribute to your life going forward. But what happens over here is you learn how to maintain who is remaining in your life. You learn how to reap the benefits from the contracts you have in your life. You learn how to make the most valuable output from other people. It teaches you to merge power. And in merging power, in being your authentic self, there's a shift in your there's a shift in where you are. For example, one of my friends who've gone through this major transition recently, Gemini rising, have recently been through Saturn in the 8th house. They have gone through the process of leaving a profession which they were in for the last 20 plus years. And that was bringing down them. They were addicted to that life, addicted to a regular place of going, place of living, and they were not utilizing, leveraging their talents efficiently. So we go through a turning point with Saturn coming over there from March. You will start creating the structure of it. And then when Jupiter enters exactly the same area of your life in December and joins it, we have the gift of expanding this. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. It makes it easier for you to go through this change. It gives you lucrative opportunities of this change. It gives you the gift of regeneration, healing, rebirth, with open doors, with optimism, with with enthusiasm. You would want this change for yourself. It will open the doors to trust the other people who are coming in your life. It will give you more intimacy, more depth in your relationships, more depth in the subject that you're approaching. In terms of the things that are happening right now in February, you'll find yourself taking a journey towards the deeper side. You might be re evaluating what has happened in your life so far. With a little bit of detachment, you'll be able to radically break away from some outdated habit if you want to do that right now. Because this is a moment when objectively we are able to shift gears. There's a death of self. This is a house of ending. There's a death of self which you know will not be of value to you going forward. And at the same time, there might be an actual financial proposition you might be looking at, which has to do with loans from others, sponsorship from others, inheritance from others, insurance money, spouse's money. It could be through separation from somebody that you're getting money, but you might be looking at actual venues of making money through others by leveraging your ability to merge resources. And this is a house in which suddenly things happen, when the universe suddenly gives us an opportunity of shift in our life, but it prepares you before it happens, so you're psychologically there. So there's a huge amount of power reservoir that is created within you to be able to successfully reap benefits of this transformation. When Diana was suddenly made into who she became the queen of the hearts. She had been in making emotionally for it. She had been in making for it through, yes, through the trials, through the turbulence, through the crisis that had been in her life, but that had prepared her to be who she was. So this universe teaches us what to weed out, what to let go, what to retain. People draining your energy and resources have had to go. We learn to go deeper in our relationships that we want to maintain. We learn to maintain those relationships by being more vulnerable in them. This is the house of intimacy, intimacy with trust with others. And it will take you time to trust others, if I may be frank with you, because when Saturn had been here, it's possible that you don't trust the others in your life right now. But when in December, Jupiter will come there. It will help you gain trust in others in your life. It will help you gain trust in your partners. It will help you let go the baggage that you might have been carrying of the past relationships, which did not let you merge fully with others. But at this time, it is asking you to be you. It is asking you to let go of the past. It turns the light on what's going on deeper in your relationships, what is implied from what had happened in your relationships. What does it truly mean in terms of who you are as a person, what you want, what your desires are, what your passions are, what lies below the surface? Why are things going the way they are in your partnerships or a relationship? It brings that out. It brings out the opportunity to merge with others by looking at them objectively. This is the time of deeper change, and it will feel a little bit heavier because this is about deep knowledge about self. This is about going deeper into the subjects that you're interested in. This is where you bring value, you bring strength to the table because of having gone through this journey, through this period of having to deal with more than usual. And you have been dealing with more than usual. So, Cancer, what is your road to success over the next 20 years? What kind of professions, what kind of jobs, what kind of work? Because this is definitely, you will feel it like a coming out time. You're getting rid of limitations and you're coming to the other side. What should you focus on? Focus on opportunities to merge talents with other. Focus on merging resources to others. This is a house of financial mergers where we earn more money, invest in something by financially managing other people's money. This is the house of bankers. This is the house where we combine resources of multiple people and then invest in something which is coming out of your brilliant ideas. So there is a creation of pool of money. There's a creation of merger of talents that could be a source of benefit to you. You could create innovative ways of healing, unique ways of handling crisis, learning to handle your own upheavals in a practical, objective manner. You could help others. You could help others through your spiritual awakening, using that to heal others, using that for social humanitarian benefits. That's what she was doing. She was looking at other people. She said that others healed me. They did not realize how much the people, Diana said, the people who I was trying to help, they did not realize how much they healed me. In the process that you have been through, many of you, and it's possible that some of you are still in the middle of that, in the process of Saturn opposition to you, you have gone through a process of going towards the deeper side of seeing yourself clearly, and that can help you brings awakening and healing to others, using your depth or even loss or fears or addictions or shadow side as your power or learning, and channel the same into healing others, into finding solutions, into finding researching into deeper topics. Astrology comes out of it, metaphysics comes out of it, financial opportunities come out of it, financial opportunities in a crisis situation comes out of it. People who are able to objectively handle a crisis situation, a financial crisis situation of others. That's why this is the house of bankers. People who can objectively handle the crisis situation and make lucrative money out of that for others is a trademark of this house as well. Similarly, people having this strength within themselves to help heal others, to help find solutions within a situation that seems like it doesn't have an out, because you have been through that. The knowledge and the understanding that you have of topics that you're engaged in, this is the house of depth. You will be the person who will know the deepest way of handling a situation, the most healing way of handling situations. Then you're breaking free from outdated patterns. You're breaking free from any addictions, any past karma that has been blocking your power, that was not letting you speak your truth. Money from other sources flows from it. Sponsorship from other people, debt, taxation, insurance, spouses' money, inheritance, growing through money from others comes through in this path. Getting sponsorship or loans for unique ventures, possibly involving spirituality, metaphysics, or even sexuality, oil industry, financial investment, where you are making an investment and you're being sponsored by somebody to do it. There's a death of old self and a rebirth of a very, very powerful person that will happen suddenly and swiftly as a result of this. And the process you will see beginning from this month itself. You'll see yourself empowered. You'll be focusing on another side of it. And what's happening along with this is that this is being aspected by Uranus sitting in your 11th house of networks. Your position in a business network will shift as a result of that. And the people who will network with you, the people who will support you, will shift as a result of that. When we are going through this kind of transformation and Uranus is sitting in the 11th house, that's the time that our friends, our supporters, the people who are going with us on our journey, they shift. So you might have experienced since last year that your friends or the people who you called your tribe is undergoing shift. It's possible that the old set of people who you used to call yourself your friends, they are moving away, because you are going to make friends with very different people. The people who will become your supporter, the people who will help you in your vision, they will become very different from who you used to interact with before. They could be people in media, they could be people in advertisement, they could be people in astrology, they could be people in unique professions, they could be entrepreneurs. You will be accumulating assets from people from very unique and different walk of life when this happens. We tend to associate with people who are different, because of which there is normally a gap when the old set of tribe has left and we are still discovering our tribe. And you might be one of those who are still discovering who's your tribe, or you could be early degree of Cancer who have already discovered who's your tribe. Early degree of Cancer, especially if your planets around 2, 3, 4 degree of Cancer, which is around 24th, 25th, 26th June born, early June born essentially. So 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th June born, you would have seen that how and who you associate with has shifted significantly. Because Uranus over here gives you impetus to go for the unique when it comes to your connections, when it comes to the way you put your messaging out to the people. So, if you were not active on online media earlier, or you were not an active networker earlier, your friends were traditional, standard in your same profession earlier, you would find that you are with completely different set of people. You're active on social media. You're meeting and making friends online. You're making and networking with people who are powerful, who shift your life, who help you vibrate at a different frequency, who give you ideas at a different level, who widen your identity, who change your vision. And you meet them from very different walk of life. They could be astrologers, they could be people in advertisement, they could be people who are far away from you and you're just interacting with them over emails, etc. But you will find yourself becoming independent of a daily contact with friends. There's not a whole lot of hanging on going on with friends, but you will come in connection with others who have common vision. You will find people who have a bigger vision like yourself, and that will help you move to this path of prosperity. Because these friends who will be unique, who will be brilliant, who will be a little bit eccentric as well, they will be your change agents. They will shift your ideology. They will cause a radical change in your vision. And there's a little bit of cause and effect here, because your vision changes so radically, the people in your life will shift as well. So, this is forming an aspect to this house in such a way that it will push you out of your comfort zone when it comes to your friends, when it comes to the people you interact with, when it comes to the groups that you're part of. And as a result of that, there is merging of talents and resources with people who are different from you. And there's a sudden shift which happens in getting along with somebody who's somebody completely different. There's a unique blending of resources and talents which will happen as a result of that. What you should do right now is look at, use this season, first of all, to weed out what's working, what's not working, detox physically, mentally, actually, people, substances, dietary stuff, because you are moving to a phase where you will be lean and fit mentally, emotionally, and physically. There's a path you're about to walk on which turns the light on you, because this puts you in center stage in some ways. This is where we suddenly shift who we are as a person, because we feel powerful enough to be. And to some extent, we realize within ourselves that there is a part of us which has died in the process that we have been through in the last 2.5 years. There's a part of us that is not worth taking forward anymore. And you have already gone through some part of that. Universe has taught you what to weed out. So now we release that to go on to our next adventure. And as a part of you becoming a change agent, you using your power to help bring about shift in other people's life, you will find that there will be new opportunities. There could be suddenly a person comes up. There is a person of similar interest comes up in your life. There could be people who sort of bring about a new sponsorship idea to you. There are people who bring about a new investment idea for you. So you will find others bringing interesting and completely different ideas and information in your life. The thing to be careful of is not to get too hung up with people here, because you are also learning how to merge with others while retaining your power and not losing your power in the process. So a little bit of learning how to be objective when it comes to merging your talents and resources with others. How do we keep a healthy balance in partnerships? That is a teaching of Saturn here, and we will learn that. Saturn will teach us how to use our emotional power well. It will teach us how to use and retain the balance when we come in partnership with others without losing ourselves. It will teach us how to have stability in unstable periods. It will teach us how to define what what is the way to be when sudden shifts are happening in life, when you're put in a position where you have to show your innate power. How do you come across to people? Do you uh, give up? Do you give up at that time when you're confronted with somebody in a partnership, or do you objectively move forward? So there's a test of our ability to stand our ground when it comes to joint situations, which will definitely come into picture and will be a part of your success moving forward. So that's what I think it is, Cancer, and good luck for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck.